Double champion, look. This is a picture, look. Double champion. Double champ too? Double champ.
Last couple for me, Conor McGregor kind of announced this week that he's signed on to fight January 23rd. Are we ready to announce Conor, Dustin, January 23rd, Abu Dhabi?
I think we did, didn't we?
If it was on the broadcast, I don't know.
No, I mean, we announced it the day that he signed the bout agreement. It's a fight.
All good to go. And then his reps came out and said later on after that, Pacquiao is a fight that they'd like to see. Is that something
Who said that?
That Conor's rep said, Audie said it, his manager, that he'd like to see Conor Pacquiao, and that's going to happen at some point. What do you have thoughts on that? Is that something you're interested in seeing?
I don't have any thoughts on it now.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, he looked good, and not to take anything away from him at all. You know, he came in and did what he had to do tonight. But just being honest, Shogun didn't look like Shogun to me tonight. Shogun looked old and looked like a shell of his former self tonight. So, yeah, I'd like to see him hang it up, hopefully.
Also, with Mike Perry missing weight like this, I'm sure you've heard people talking about larger fines, a bigger percentage that the fighter that misses weight. What do you think about that? Might that be something that could be implemented?
Yeah, it's not up to me, though. That's up to the athletic commission.
You would support it, though, if they made it a larger
Sure, they can do whatever they want.
Is Anderson released from UFC, from his contract?
Yes, Anderson is released from his contract.
Last one, prediction for Tyson versus Jones Jr.?
I don't know. It's such a tough one to call. You know, when's the last time we saw either one of them fight? Huh? What? What did the Tasmanian Devil say?
It's easy to call.
Easy to call? What is it? Tell me.
Roy Jones.
By what? Knockout?
Well, there's no knockout, so it'll just be a, you know.
There's no knockouts?
No, they're not.
They're not allowed to knock each other out?
No.
Too dangerous.
How do you enforce that?
Well, that's the referee is going to give instructions in the locker room. According to Andy Foster, it's going to be hard sparring. Not they're not allowed to try to knock each other out.
Wow.
All right.
That's truly an exhibition. Then. Any thought about the person that's going to be the new lightweight champion? Anything rattling around in your mind about?
Nah, you know, I'm giving Habib some time, you know, to think this over, and he and I are going to get together and meet soon. So
Fair enough.
we'll talk.
It's kind of the same way, honestly. Going into the Max fight, I knew he was a different fighter. I knew I was a different fighter. I didn't really draw any momentum from the first fight. And kind of the same here with this. This is a completely different fight. I feel like we're both completely different fighters. And I'm not really looking back at that first fight. I mean, he was obviously a great fighter, finishing a bunch of guys before me in his early UFC career. But at this point, we're both so much more established and have so much more experience, just more mature fighters. And I think, you know, I think you get a completely different fight here. I was very emotional in that first one. I wanted to hurt the guy. This time, I just want to outsmart him, just want to beat him. And that's it. This is business. This isn't any ill will towards the guy. You know, when I was younger, I used to fight with a lot of emotion. This isn't the same thing for me. This isn't about getting even for me. This isn't like a revenge type of thing for me. This is about moving my career forward, about putting my family in a better spot. It's not about trying to get back a guy who got me. This is just, it's business.
Do you think he's going to try to play up the first fight results a lot in the lead up to this? I mean, it seems so far like
he should, right? He should. He knocked me out in however long it was, a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
He, you know, if I knocked him out, I probably would be talking about it as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's always evolving. I'm sure he's working, trying to get better. I think people, you know, because he's been submitted and he is such a big puncher, I think people kind of dismiss his ground game, but I think his jiu-jitsu and his grappling is better than people are giving him credit for. I really do. I'm not underestimating this guy in any aspect of mixed martial arts. I expect the guy to come out as a mixed martial artist, not a boxer, not a one puncher. He's coming to fight, and so am I.
And I know how much you appreciate the boxing side of the sport and how much you just love boxing as its own individual sport. What did you think of how he did against Mayweather? Like, were you impressed by that performance he had in there? Do you think he would have done worse, would have done better? When you look back at that, what do you think?
I was surprised at how much he slowed down. But he did a decent job. You know, he landed a couple good shots. Maybe that was because Mayweather wasn't respecting him as much as he might a different opponent. I don't know. You know, he got beat up, but he didn't look horrible.
Fair play. And his team is already coming out, saying after this fight with Dustin, we're going to definitely have this boxing match against Manny Pacquiao. They're now managed, Pacquiao and McGregor, by the same people. Do you think in any way he is overlooking you or looking past you in this fight, feeling, I already beat this guy, I can get back in my groove, and then I'm going to move on to a boxing match against Pacquiao?
He might be, and that'd be a huge mistake, man. That would be a huge mistake. I might be fighting Pacquiao.
You'd love that, right? That'd be a dream come true.
Oh, of course. Who wouldn't? I think that if Khabib's really retired and not coming back, that I'm next in line. I'm next in line for the title shot. And maybe this could be the title fight, right? This could be for the undisputed belt. I think that makes sense. We'll see what happens. Dana saying one thing, Khabib saying another. Who knows what the truth is? Time will tell.